The martial art world went to California, where we interviewed producer of the best, martial art instructor Phillip Rhee. Here's that interview.
The Taekwondo that we teach is a combination of traditional system, in which we also combine other martial arts such as Hapkido and boxing. The reason being is Taekwondo is a wonderful sport and art, but it has its advantage and disadvantage. The advantage is that lethal kicking techniques. However, Taekwondo does not utilize as much punching technique, and therefore that's why we combine boxing techniques. And also, not always somebody kick and punch at you. Sometimes they grab you. So we teach various grabbing and throwing techniques, which is called Hapkido. Many people come to the martial arts studio for many different reasons. A, for self-defense, B, for physical fitness, C, for self-confidence, D, for losing weight even. I think whatever the purpose or the reason for a student to come to a martial arts school, any art, whether it's Taekwondo, whether Hapkido, whether it's Kempo or Aikido, is the most positive thing for an individual to learn discipline and self-confidence through the art, which in any other sport does not offer. We are trying to give our young ones a foundation, which means we want them to be strong physically and mentally confident, but they also have to be smart. We don't want to have kids learning martial art for bad reasons. Everything has to balance, like yin and yang. We check all the kids' report cards. If they get more than 3 A's, we give them an academic achievement award, which they proudly put it on their patch, put the patch on their uniform, which they cannot buy, they could only earn. And it gives them a sense of achievement, accomplishment, and I think it mixes very well with the martial arts. We have several different levels of sparring. Beginning students, there's no sparring whatsoever. Intermediate students, they have what we call a one-step sparring. There's no face contact, only body contact. Advanced students go into face contact with hands and legs. Now, when you get into black belt level, there's two types of sparring. One is the complete traditional TKD style, which is Taekwondo, and B is a combination of all, which we use hands and legs, and so on and so forth. But within our training system, this is something that we do almost every day, so we very much use a lot of control, and we try to work on more techniques than trying to beat the crap out of each other. Well, I started in films because I have a brother named Simon Rhee, who's also has a studio in Southern California. He has 2 studios. My father's a master in the martial arts, and so when we were very young, we started training at a very young age. I was 4, my brother was 7. We went through all the tournament scenes at a very young age, and after we grew out of the tournament stage, we went into promoting tournaments, and after promoting tournaments, stage is somewhat over, not over, but we've done it so much that we needed new challenges, and that's why I got into films. And I was a frustrated actor, and I did not want to be categorized as a martial artist who doesn't know how to act, or an actor who's trying to do martial arts. So I completely stayed in the acting arena for a while. And then we did our first film. Mr. Chung and I did a first film called Ninja Turf. And Ninja Turf did very successfully. And after that, we did a picture called Silent Assassins, who started Sam Jones and Linda Blair, Mako. That was very successful. And then I opened up my own company called CFC Entertainment. From CFC Entertainment, out of the first picture out of CFC Entertainment is Best of the Best. I wanted to do a film that represent Best of the Best. Why I picked the title is I want to show Best of the Best in terms of physical attributes and quality of the martial arts, but also Best of the Best in person-wise. The feeling, the true spirit of the martial art is what I wanted to portray, more so than so-called chapsaki movies. For every individual, an opportunity arises, and if you're ready, you could capture that opportunity and make it something. But if you are not ready, whether you're an actor, whether you're a businessman, whatever field that you are in, you lose that opportunity. So in that sense, I knew I was going to do that film. Since 1980, I knew I was going to do it. But it's all a matter of being ready in terms of can I hang with such pros as James Earl Jones? These are all Academy Award-winning actors. The reason I did that film was for one reason only, and it was I felt an obligation to my children's class, because at one point in time I was in the locker room and I was in the restroom where the kids couldn't see me, and I overheard kids talking and say, "Did you see Mr. Rhee's movies?" They were referring to Ninja Turtles and us. And one kid says, "Yes. What did you think of it?" He goes, "It's great and everything, but you know, Mr. Rhee teaches us not to hurt people and to fight people, but he's killing everyone." So I said, you know. But it was cute, but at the same time, I felt an obligation I was somewhat contradicting what I was teaching. So at least one film I wanted to do, which was a PG-13, not a rated R movie. And that's what I did. It was a PG-13 movie. So my obligation is fulfilled. But you know, it's tough to make a martial art movie with a substance, because a lot of times there's another aspect of the commercial value of action picture. You know, sometimes they have great action but no substance, and there are films that has a lot of substance and there's no action. So in that sense, it's very tough. I think it's very important that individual or the children or the child finds what he wants to do early in life, very early in life. Whether he wants to be a dentist or a doctor, or whether he wants to be a martial arts teacher, whatever it is, and don't do it for the money. Do it for the reason because you enjoy what you're doing, and I think that's very important. There's a lot of people that does various of things that does not enjoy what they're doing. I at this point in my life, I do not have to teach. I do not have to teach for a living in another sense, but that's something that I've always enjoyed doing, and I always will continue doing. Because martial art is not something that is to be kept, it's to be shared with everybody. I think for martial artists, I think there's a very important factor that is dissipating among the martial art community. I'm beginning to see a lot of disrespect between each styles, and the instructors out there plays a very important key role in that. Instructor who says, our style is the best, that style is no good. That's a very old traditional philosophy, which is not good. And that kind of philosophy only brings bitterness among martial artists. I think there has to be more respect among the martial artists and black belts. Now if you go to a tournament, it's a circus. Students don't know how to wear their uniform. They don't even know how to tie their belt. Everybody's coming out in T-shirts. I mean, the whole scene, we as martial artists, what we represent becomes vastly degraded by practitioners who lose where they came from and the tradition of the art, which is very important, I feel, for the longevity of the martial art to continue.